The NCAA on the balance beam. LSU starts out on the vault where they are second in the nation. So tremendous there as well. This is Lexi Zeiss. Been tremendous in the leadoff spot for LSU all season. It's time to step it up even more here at the championship.
Yeah, head coach Jay Clark said this vault is important for the success of their team, and she nailed it.
A good start for LSU, moving quickly over to the bars. Chenge Bakshkoy for Georgia in the leadoff spot. She's a senior out of Budapest, Hungary.
And she competed in the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. You can really see that Olympic form. Look at her toe point, knees and toes glued together the entire time, right on top of the bar as the judges are looking for. And just that little bobble right there could be up to 1/10 of a deduction for that. Great start.
Keep an eye on that Bulldog team. They have quite the storied history, but looking to get back to the top of the mountain. They've made tremendous strides this season. Now the Gators, #1 in the nation on balance beam. This is Skylar Drazer, the junior. Starting on beam, you'd think would be tough, but the Florida Gators have seemed to thrive in this spot.
Yeah, they said that they were actually cheering when they found out they got to start on this event. They also set a program record here, and Skylar Drazer was in that leadoff spot, scoring a 9.95, so she's capable of a big number.
Stanford is the 4th team in this session. They are starting on the floor exercise. This is Sienna Robinson, right hand of your screen. She's a junior out of Las Vegas.
Sienna told me she's working on not only gluing her legs together in the big tumbling passes, but also in her round off back handsprings. And that right there is the most difficult turn we're going to do. See, it's called a memel. It's so gorgeous, takes immense flexibility.
Skylar Drazer showing so much steadiness, so much composure. That was phenomenal. No wobbles in that beam routine.
Yeah, Florida came into the venue, cranking the music, singing, loose, a lot of smiles from the get-go here today. We'll see if those are for real and they can keep that looseness throughout.
Vibes are high, John.
Sienna, the ACC Specialist of the Year. 9.8375. I told you there'd be no more numbers behind that decimal place. That's Lexi Zeiss's score. This is Connor McLean. Important vault here for the Tigers.
Big test. She's doing her Yurchenko layout full. Max score 9.95 here. Really good vault in the air. We see her typically drill the landing, but you gotta assume she didn't quite get the block off the table from her arm that's had some soreness. You see, her arm twist a little early, still gets a good amount of block off the table, just wasn't quite solid on the landing. Probably about that 1/10 deduction on the landing.
Yeah, head coach of the LSU Tigers, Jay Clark, talked about how that vault, ironically, is an important vault for them. Really can fire the team up, especially if she sticks the landing, even though, as you mentioned, Sam, a 9.95 start, not a 10.0 start. Now over on the bars in the 2 spot, Addie Wall follows Bakshkoy's 9.8125.
Judges are looking for elbows straight the entire time. Nice job keeping her shoulders forward on that transition from the high bar to low. Hard to maintain the rhythm that you have in practice under the nerves and the pressure of this moment. Precise double layout, just that bend forward, 1/10 on that dismount deduction. And on this transition right here, watch her shoulder position and then watch her chest as she looks forward, catches the bar, just caught it just ever so slightly too close to the bar and double layout. This is a different view than the judges have, so they won't see that leg separation at the end that we just saw.
Back over to the balance beam, Alyssa Arana, the junior out of Miami, Florida, in the 2 spot for them. Drazer a 9.85. I'm being told is her score in the leadoff spot. Solid start score.
Back handspring layout, big step back. A fall is a 5/10 deduction, so she did not incur that 5/10 deduction, so really working to minimize deductions. That's the name of the game to advance to the finals.
Alana Walker, the sophomore from West Orange, New Jersey. Right hand of your screen, following that 9.8125 from Robinson in the leadoff spot.
Great first tumbling pass on floor right there. Just a big step back. The judges do allow for a lunge, but I'm guessing they could take half a tenth because she had so much power. Good problem to have to over-rotate.
Alyssa finishing gainer full off the side. That's most likely the score that Florida's going to want to drop.
And what you'll notice on Stanford is their choreography on floor is just stunning. They really put on a show.
Choreographer Hallie Mazette was actually a freshman when I was a senior at UCLA, so I know her work well, and head coach Tabitha Yim said that this is her favorite floor routine she's ever done. It took them 4 years to buy into the characters and the story of the choreography.
Watch how high she gets. She'll kick open. Wow. Great correction from that just minor half a tenth in the beginning of the routine, like a pro.
So Alana Walker finishes up. Over on vault, Lexi Zeiss a 9.85, Connor McLean a 9.825. Lexi Zeiss's score was slightly changed, if you noticed. Dropped a few of those numbers past the decimal point, so went up ever so slightly. That can make a big difference. Here's the third vaulter for LSU. This is Victoria Roberts. A little different vault here.
Front pike calf, still starts from that 10-0 start value. Oh, big step, hop, then a step, 2/10 deduction, most likely on that landing. That's where we're going to see the nerves kick in on that event, is the landing errors.
And a vault is an event where a small step can turn into a big step easier than on the other events. So important to control those landings. Georgia, Khalees Wolford in the 3 spot, 9.8 for Wall.
Wow.
Right before her.
Sam, that's right. That pack salto that Khalees just did is one of the best. Oh, and it looked like actually she couldn't get her legs on the bar because her hand slipped. She's going to do it again. If you're off on that, it's better that she took that extra swing. And she's been struggling, she said, to stick the dismount because she did hurt her ankle. Good job that she did not come off the bar. That's important for Georgia.
There's no doubt, though, for Georgia, they're going to want to drop this score, right, Allie?
They definitely will. And let's go to Mary Jo. What do you think about the deduction here?
Well, I think the deduction here would be she came on, whoops, but she did finish it with a value part skill. So she's not going to get too much, maybe repeating of a skill, repetition of a skill, but not too much.
And I want to take this chance to just say, welcome to the show, Mary Jo. That's our
thanks,
rules
John.
analyst, 30 years as a judge, 20 years as a collegiate judge. Something new that we're bringing to the postseason has been great, and I know it's just going to keep getting better. So this is going to be a fun ride. Terralyn Wynn for Stanford on floor, following that 9.8375 from Walker. Scores building. That's what you'd like to see. The scores from the first gymnast to the end. You like to see them go up. That's what's happening for Stanford. For Florida, though, Sky Blakely following a 9.7 from Arana. Don't want to count 9.7s.
And I know we love to have some fun with these double layouts. That was so high and floaty. We'll get a minor deduction for stepping to the side. Judges want to see you step straight back.
Sky Blakely starting strong with a triple wolf turn. Actually downgraded that earlier in the season from a triple wolf turn to a double wolf turn. Both are extremely difficult. What I've noticed about this Florida team is that it's sometimes a blessing and a curse to have so many skills in your toolbox. So they've had to have a bit of a learning curve to figure out the right routine construction and how to optimize their score on each event. They've certainly figured it out since Sky has scored a perfect 10 earlier this year.
Yeah, you talk about the skills in the toolbox, Sam. Part of the reason is they are full of elite gymnasts, and Sky Blakely really epitomizes that. She's a world finalist on the balance beam. So here she is at the NCAA championship. She's one of the best in the entire planet on this event at one point in her career. So they are tremendous.
Sky finishing gainer, layout full. I say get Florida back on track. Just seeing a wobble from them on beam means that it was a bit of a mistake. So she certainly did her job there.
Georgia's in their own spot where they need to step up. Khalees Wolford, a 9.5875. Do not want to count those scores. They're going to want to drop that. 3 gymnasts to go, starting with Joffrey Scott right here.
And this is a big test.
Beautiful.
Struggled on it in the SEC championships and yesterday in practice, but no issues today. Wow. Just was able to keep her elbows extended, shoulders open the entire time throughout that skill. Watch her legs. Beautiful. Just a 1/2 hop on that dismount.
Joffrey, a senior, first time at the NCAA championships. Big moment, not just for this Georgia Bulldog team, for some individuals as well. Victoria Roberts, a 9.725 for her vault in the 3 spot for LSU. This was moments ago, Kalia Lincoln. We talked about Kaylin Chio sticking vaults in the open, but nobody goes higher than Kalia Lincoln on this vault.
She's been a bit up and down on the landing because she is just so powerful. It's tough to control that amount of force coming into the floor. She's done much better, though, this year. And when she sticks it, man, it is a big score.
Oh, ask and you shall receive, Sam Pesek.
That was great.
Next up on floor exercise, Levi Young, Ru Evivar for Stanford.
John, this season for Levi is a testament of personal strength. Before the beginning of her first collegiate season last year, she made the brave decision to step away and seek treatment for an eating disorder. She worked with the medical staff at Stanford to implement a slow plan back to her sport, and she's been a strong contributor all season. I spoke with her yesterday about her journey. She told me, I was nervous to share my story, but I want to help reduce the stigma around it. Asking for help, being brave enough to ask for help can impact the rest of your life. She also told me she hopes to pursue the Olympics in 2028 so she can have the experience as this version of Levi.
Thanks, Taylor. Yeah, definitely a great story and courageous athlete, and really a great gymnast as well. Been very important for the Stanford Cardinal team. MJ Frazier, left hand of your screen for the Gators, follows a 9.9125 for Sky Blakely. I was going to say the first score above a 9.9 in this competition, but Kalia Lincoln, 9.9625, flirts with that 10.
Yeah, well deserved. MJ Frazier on balance beam is always so dynamic and confident, but particularly on these landings, starting with her series, she's just had such a command over this balance beam routine.
And this floor routine from Levi is my favorite floor routine in all of NCAA. The choreography, I feel like I'm watching a Broadway show.
MJ finishing 1.5, stuck landing, too easy for her. She's a senior. She's scored a perfect 10 on balance beam in her career, and today she was fantastic.
Florida finding their groove on beam. Let's jump over to the vault again. Let's take another look at that Kalia Lincoln vault.
Watch her elbow position. And this is slow motion. The judges are watching it in real time. Her arms fly out to the side and bam, stuck it.
Tremendous. Yeah, you mentioned slow motion. We saw her feet a little bit apart coming off the table. That happens so fast in real time. It's hard to catch. We have that advantage of slow-mo, though.
It's also very hard to squeeze your legs together when you're that fast and that quick in the air.
Holly Snyder on bars, following the 9.8125 from Scott. Stop the bleeding, if you will. 2 to go, including Snyder here. Amari Drayton, left hand of your screen, following that big vault from Lincoln.
Holly does a good job of squeezing her feet together the entire time.
Amari hoping these landings are contagious. I thought for a second she had that landing. 1 foot moved on the mat. What it's tough to see on the screen is just how high LSU gets off the table. The block is great, waits a second before she starts to twist. She gets that distance on the mat as well. Look at her chest position too, really upright, didn't bend too much in the landing. Those are all the things the judges are looking for.
Levi Young, Ru Evivar, a 9.8625. That's following Wynn's score in the 9.7s there. So each one of these teams has a score in that score tower to the right. It's the lightly shaded score. That's the low score that they clearly want to drop. Scores in the 9.7s, and certainly anything below that not going to help you advance to the finals. Here's somebody who knows big gymnastics, Anna Roberts.
And John, it's to be expected because they're trying to qualify for the national championship. It's totally normal for these athletes to feel so nervous. So I'm not surprised that we've seen a little bit of mistakes.
Anna Roberts, the senior, ranked 5th in the country in the all-around. Kayla DiCello for the Gators, left hand of your screen, following the second score above a 9-9 in a row for the Gators, 9.925 for Frazier.
Scores are building from Florida, and we've seen from their success this season, this balance beam rotation is such a strength for them. So many of these teams get nervous heading the event, and not this Florida team.
Great routine for Anna Roberts. I didn't see any errors or deductions on those landings.
Yeah, this Florida team has the roster. You look at their lineup and the names and the credentials of them, and they are just unstoppable on paper. But this season has been a little up and down. They've been under expectations, if you will, given their roster for most of the season. But then March came, and they suddenly awoke. It was like the sleeping giant awoke, and the rest of the country just took a deep gulp and said, uh-oh, we might be in trouble.
Yeah, the big difference I'm noticing is when little hiccups happen. And if you saw the slight balance check after her series, the difference is they don't make that into a bigger mistake. They minimize all the deductions, and they forget about it. And that's why they're being so successful the second half of this season.
Let's jump over to the uneven bars as DiCello finishes up and Taylor.
Autumn Rheingold getting going for Georgia. Georgia fans were hopeful to see Lily Smith back on bars this week. She suffered a foot injury at the end of regular season. Coaches told us she did everything she could to try and get back for this meet. It just wouldn't cooperate. She is in the corral with her teammates. She is only in a boot, no more scooter. Optimistic for the future for her.
Yeah, Taylor, man, can you imagine this Georgia team with her in the lineup as well? They've already done so much, it would have only gotten better.
Wow, that's going to be a ginormous score. That pack salto was exquisite.
Well, you guys are talking about Lily Smith. Autumn got a 9.975 last meet.
Here's Kaylin Chio now, #1 in the country on vault.
She is so good. She has this ritual. She looks 3 times to the right at her number before she locks in. Then she tells herself right there, be patient, let it come to you. Then she said she hopes for the best.
There it is again. Are you kidding me?
Whenever she hopes for the best comes to her. You see Dee Bro in the crowd. Look at it. It's rinse and repeat every time. Arms straight. She makes a little adjustment there at the end, but doesn't even blink when she lands.
There's no hope involved in that. She doesn't hope. Hope implies that there's an uncertainty about what might happen. And there is no uncertainty when it comes to Kaylin Chio. Anna Barbosu now in the anchor spot on floor exercise. You talk about international credentials. She competed for Romania at the Olympics in 2024. Won the bronze medal on the floor exercise. We all know that controversy, but she is tremendous here.
And opens up with a very difficult whip. It's a back handspring without hands into a double back.
Selena Harris Miranda, left hand of your screen, trying to anchor this beam lineup with a big score. Despite that 9-7, this could end up being a great number for the Gators to open with.
Selena's had 2 10s in the final 2 meets of the regular season. They both came in a 6-day span, so she's been heating up, waiting for this postseason, starting with that triple series handspring layout, back handspring, no movement.
And Anna on floor right now, 2.5 punch pike. Very difficult. Just that little hop. In elite, you have to stick every single tumbling pass, so I imagine it's a hard habit to break to lunge out of it. (9-9) on beam the entire season.
Yeah, and there's no major deductions I'm seeing so far. She looks so confident.
Barbosu finishing up that floor exercise routine. The controversy over the bronze medal with Jordan Childs, of course. We will see her later this evening in the evening semifinal.
Finishing round of 1.5. Just the small hop at the end. Not perfect today, but it was really good, and it's going to be a strong number for Florida.